there is a value. If there is no value, that goes out of the watchful eye of an auditor or the management. But if there is one review, even if it's a very nominal value, 1 rupee, 1 rupee only, that is kept in the watch. So all these practices have generated over the years. There is a value losing behind it. I am giving you the one example of it.
Mr. Dutt,
yes, sir.
Internal auditors take a holistic view of the organization's governance. If one more word can be added, organization's governance and mandate, because the public funded organizations like us, it has a definite mandate. Some goals are to be satisfied. Now, to satisfy these goals, from our common experience is that many times we might have to deviate from this common protocols of the government's rules and regulations. So whether this risk can be associated with those kind of things or not, and whether this internal auditor can be taken into confidence for doing this.
Okay. The mandate is, I mean the mandate normally comes in the form of a statute or laws or something like that. I mean mandate, what do you mean to say? There are certain expectations from these organizations which are financed by the public money. That you want to say. Okay. In general, from the point of view of the auditors also guided by certain mandate, and most importantly, the criteria. Whether, if there is any deviation from the criteria, it is the duty of the, it is the responsibility of the auditor to point out to the management or whoever it may be. Now, the management can deviate from the observations, from advice, because internal auditors' opinion comes in the form of the suggestion or advice. Management is empowered to overrule it with the justified reason. This is the reason we know, but that.
So whether that can be categorized as risk, and whether it is how.
No, that's not a risk, because you have the justified reason behind that. Even I am telling people.
Suppose that I have a reason which appears justified to me, but it might not appear justified to the audience. Who will give this advice?
You know, there is no scope for any arbitration. When two parties differ, normally both of them go to the third party, who acts as an arbitrator. Because here there is a scope for that arbitration. Internal audit is also part of the control mechanism. Internal audit itself is a part of the control mechanism. So management has got every right to deviate from that control mechanism, to overrule. But that has to be put with the justified reason. That's not true. Because internal audit function ends there. Once he puts up the things before the management, his function ends. Point is the risk is there, the external auditor may want it out. From my experience of working as an external auditor for 37 years, I can tell you, I have never found a single case where the justified reason has been recorded, the auditor raised the objection. This is I tell you from the own experience. Problem comes whenever there is a deviation from the criteria, while the reasons for the deviations are not properly recorded or not recorded by the competent authority. It might have been recorded, but recorded by the junior official. So that is not acceptable to audit. But if it is recorded, if it is recorded with the approval of the highest authority, auditor never raises any question. Would I clarify or not fully? No. I have two more auditors with me, I think. They can also vouch for me. Am I correct about that also? Okay. Internal audit. should ideally be improvement oriented. External audit has no responsibility suggesting improvement other than corrective actions to address the non-compliance issues. That too, non-compliance issues, what they come across in course of audit. But normally they do not put up in the solution or any accommodations. But internal audit is bound to be recommendatory in nature. They come up with a solution for advice. Internal auditors may come from a variety of professional or academic backgrounds. External auditors are certified accountants. Just as accountants, as certified accountants. Probably the CPA, the certified public accountants. Here the external audit for IACS, not only the external auditors for financial audit is the external auditors, even CAG is also external audit. For internal audit also, apart from your internal, the part and parcel of IACS, you have also internal audit from DST, the Department of Science and Technology. That is also internal audit. The difference, though they come from outside, but the difference is that your report is placed only before the DST. It doesn't go beyond that. But external audit, whenever one certifies the accounts, that comes in the public domain. Same is the case with CAG's report. Automatically that comes into public domain. Not at what they issued as the inspection report. But once there is a draft of that, it comes into public domain immediately. Yes, Mr. Udhiri, any question?
No.
For internal auditing, objectivity and independent assurance are the key principles. Although the scope of works is determined by management. Objectivity means unbiased, impartial. Independent, we all know what is independent, what we mean to say. Although their scope of work is determined by the management. Some organizations, they have the manual for internal audit that defines the scope of audit. And that reports directly to the chief of the organization. But in most of the organizations, the scope of work is of analysis. What management feels, these are to be sent to internal audit. Those reports and documents are sent to audit. And most importantly, that depends upon how much importance is attached to the function of the internal audit. It's a kind of the mindset, I can say. My experience is mainly I was associated with the auditing or in central public sector undertakings. In most of the cases I found, internal audit doesn't function there at all. How can it function? Internal audit is being manned by three kinds of people. One, who were inefficient. Second, who are sick otherwise, mentally or physically. And third category is whom the management doesn't like. All three categories of people are dumped into the internal audit. So how can you expect them to function in the organized situation if they are manned by this kind of people? Side by side, if you can remember, I just remember. In 2001, Mr. Muthu, I think, something like that. He was appointed as the managing director of PISCO, Tata Iron State Company. Before being appointed as a managing director, he was the chief of the internal audit in PISCO. You can make out the difference in the mindset of the two organizations. The most capable person, the most experienced person was in charge of internal audit in that organization. From that, he was elevated to the rank of the managing director. while in most of Pakistan, in state Pakistan, they